Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very much quite have a wonderful, great, blessed day, guys. Indeed, guys, I'm very so purely very much grateful for you guys' support. Completely means a lot to me as well. As you can see, guys, this is the next day that I'm actually shooting the next episode, and your support completely means a lot to me. From those of you in TikTok, and from those of you from Shorts, and from those of you subscribing, and from long videos in YouTube, it completely means a lot to me as well. Keep pushing, guys, and keep going, and keep staying strong and keep moving forward no matter how difficult, no matter how hard it is, because I believe in you guys as much as you guys believe in me as well. Because thanks to you guys, thanks to you guys supporting me, it is thanks to your support that I'm still actually continuing to go on. And for me as well to continue to believe in myself, which means completely a lot to me as well. If you guys have any questions about the characters and the supervillains, you can exactly just put down the comments in TikTok and in Shorts and in YouTube would also means a lot to me. Please also try to get as much of your friends or family members to exactly like and subscribe in my channel in TikTok and in YouTube as well. Would also mean a lot to me. With that as well being said, guys, have a wonderful, great, blessed day, and also stay safe and stay positive and stay strong in whatever it is you're doing. And may God bless your day and your entire week as well. But despite that, guys, your support still means a lot to me, so just bear that in mind. So with that being said, let's move forward. On today's episode, we're to speak about Wolfstar, who is a super villain and also a member of another ancient secret criminal organization, or of another ancient criminal secret organization known as Darkstar, which is a very powerful ancient formidable ancient secret society of supervillains with the sole purpose and the sole goal of controlling and conquering the entire sacred universe and the rest of the other universes, such as the Mixel universe, the Golden universe, the Star universe, the Robotic universe, the Light universe, the Over universe, the Dark universe, and also most importantly the solar system, which is where planet Earth is located as well, throughout the conquest of conquering the other star system, throughout the conquest of conquering the other ancient star systems as well, and especially by controlling sacred society and controlling the entire sacred great nations and the other star systems of the alien worlds and of the supernatural worlds and of the superhuman worlds and of the great sacred protectors known as the ancient Phoenician hunters and the other sacred hunters that resembles the great sacred nations themselves as well. Despite this, guys, Wolfstar is very sadistic, very powerful, very scientific. He bears the power of scientific biology, and he bears the power of great scientific biology and very skillful scientist, and very destructive supervillain and a destructive member. He's known by many names. He's known by ancient many names throughout the entire Star Empire history. He's known by the Warlord Wolfstar, or by Commander Wolfstar, or by Power, or by Deadly Wolfstar, due to his darkest and deadliest reputation in conquering many thousands of worlds, and conquering many thousands of worlds, and many sacred great nations, and many sacred great nations, and many sacred great nations throughout the entire Star Empire history, known for his great dark ambition and for his great thirst for power, and for his great thirst for power, and for his great deadliest abilities, for his greatest deadliest darkest abilities of manipulating greater dark energy, and greater dark pure dark energy, and pure powers of dark matter, to which he can manipulating the environments, to his greatest sustenance needs, to which his powers possess deadliest supernatural techniques and forbidden powers, to which he possesses, as well as the ancient technique that he's been so obsessed to gaining its true power and its true deadliest power, known as the art of creation, to which he's been so obsessed in trying to obtaining it as well. He's one of the most deadliest, cruelest, sadistic, powerful, unpredictable member of Darkstar, and very formidable, deadliest foe of the organization and of the Star Empire as well. So let us proceed. In Wolfstar's earliest life, during all the great centuries, he was sent to the far fringes of the Mixel universe to conquer as much as many swords and vast civilization of known worlds, swords and vast civilizations of known worlds throughout the entire Star Empire. To that end, he conquered them with an iron fist, and he rules them with an iron fist. With many fleets under his dispatch, with all the fleets at his disposal, he manages to conquer many thousand worlds and many civilizations under his sole control. Throughout that conquest, throughout the many millennia conquest within remaining within that with remaining within that star system that he conquered. He began utilizing its resources, began utilizing the planet's resources and all the world's resources at his disposal, trying to recreate the worlds and the planets to his own environment by trying to study the powers and the abilities of all the creatures that he manages to detain and capture, which he managed to create and which he manages to recreate and build his great castle and his great laboratory across many numerous worlds and planets and civilization to understand the powers of these creatures and their great genetic DNA, to which in doing so he manages to mysteriously statistically succeed in where he completely exactly fell down. But through that end of him exactly succeeding through his greatest experiments, he manages to gain the loyalty and the great trust of the inhabitants, of the conquered population that he manages to put under his sole control, which these creatures will become his loyal henchmen, and will become his loyal minions who will do his bidding without any questions, due to being highly noted as the most powerful figure throughout his entire species and throughout his entire kind as well. To which Wolfstar felt highly pleased and felt very highly noted about that as well. Throughout the following decades of the following centuries, Wolfstar remained within a conquered population, within a conquered world, where all the entire planet's atmospheres and everything else has changed into a different country, has changed into a different monstrous supernatural country where creatures and supernatural forces can now roam free within the conquered populations of the other known worlds and the other known civilization, to which he's managed to rule with an iron fist, giving the monsters and the creatures a chance for them to rule the entire environment without them being hunted and without them being heavily to be persecuted by their own rights as well, to which he remained as their guardian protector and as their great savior, as the monsters reviewed Wolfstar as a great powerful savior as well. Over the following centuries, when the passing of the previous Star King and the new Star King was quietly appointed to become the new successor of the previous Star King, which will be the Star Prince, who is the founder and leader of the Dark Star. He exactly dispatched and sent him a very powerful invitation to Wolfstar, telling him that his services will be highly recommended and highly needed, and his greater scientific expertise and his talent will be highly needed for his organization and for his long-term plans that he's about to bring into fruition. To which Wolfstar exactly told the Star Prince that he would be gladly and be very definitely be glad to lending his expertise and his talents to his entire organization and to the rest of his long-term plans and goals, to which he also has his own plans and goals that he also must begin to bring into fruition, to which his interest has fully and successfully aligned with the Star Prince, who's known to be the new Star King as well, to which the Star Prince exactly felt very highly pleased that Wolfstar has gladly accepted his invitation to becoming the newest member of Darkstar as well. Over the great following near end of the centuries, Wolfstar has been able to develop and creating powerful, systematic, highly advanced nanotech machines with the great destructive embodiment of trying to understanding the power and trying to understanding the power and trying to understanding the power and the great capacity of shadow energy and of all the power of the different creatures one of their powers, one of their great powers, one of their great powers and the abilities as well, to which the machine was a very powerful systematic machine of a greater circle, machine of a greater circle, nanotech machine, to which it had powerful stasis tank and stasis pods all around it, with each stasis pod around the entire machine, to which was able to exactly modify the machine to its highest ability, so that he can exactly study and extract the powers of these creatures and add them to his own use, to where he can adapt and highly advance and also highly enhance his own abilities. Over the following decades and centuries, Wolfstar has able to gain more power and more highly strategic intelligence and superior supernatural powers, due to him infusing himself with the creature's DNAs and powers and abilities, in a process to which Wolfstar felt highly pleased and felt highly thankful that the creatures have managed to share a piece of their powers and their abilities as well, to which Wolfstar decided it's best to study the full power and the full potential of shadow energy, rather than him infusing with the ancient potent dark energy that comes from a different aspect of the dark universe, to which he's not willing to go through that path, to go through the same path as the original Lord of Magic exactly went to as well. Through the end of the Great Century, Wolfstar exactly told his loyal forces that the entire star system that has been under his sole control has really served its needs and purpose, and it has managed to build a powerful ancient particle barrier that will protect the star systems and the star system planets and moons of the world from any invaders and from any intruders, to which he told the inhabitants and his loyal forces that he needs some of them to join him on his long-term mission and long-term plan, because it has a sinister plan in mind that he needs to start utilizing for his own sinister common interest, to which his forces agreed then that they are willing to exactly help him, while the others are willing to stay behind and protect the essential headquarters, which was very quietly a clever and a brilliant idea, while the others remained back to protecting the essential headquarters, while the master and leader goes about to fulfilling the mission and the assigned roles of Darkstar, making sure that the organization's goals and plans would successfully bear fruit as well. On the actual on the actual 27 of on the actual 27 of April, Wolfstar attended an actual meeting with the members of Darkstar on their sacred headquarters, on their sacred base of operation, to which the members were all in a blue to which all the members were in a blue holographic hologram, to where the Star Prince exactly explained to the members of Darkstar that their alliance with the members of the Order of the 12 has managed to solidify their sole control over Sacred Society, and soon the entire Star Empire will be able to have full control over the entire sacred universe and the rest of the sacred countries, to which Wolfstar exactly told the members that the idea for them is not to underestimate the mighty universal heroes and not to underestimate their allies as well, which will be a very big mistake for them in taking a huge destructive turn in trying to taking the threat on their own, to which the other members particularly agreed that the entire supply system of the superhuman race being transported to one galaxy and to one powerful to one of the most powerful potent clients, to one of the most powerful potent clients who will need the army to fulfill their own plans and their own goals, which is crucial for them to exactly beginning their own mission and their own status quo, to which Wolfstar began to agree with the Star Prince and the other members that it's time for them to begin the finalization of the full plan, to which the Star Witch Queen agreed with Wolfstar that the alliance with the Order of the 12 has served their purpose and has served their common interests as well. Oh, the Order of the 12 Guys is another secret ancient organization and another ancient secret society of supervillains, which was formed and founded by the Universal Prince, who is after all the son of the who is after all the son of the universal king, who is also a powerful, ancient, immortal villainous villain who also wants to control the entire sacred universe and remain its new universal king, so that he can plunge the entire sacred universe and the entire mortal sacred society into eternal chaos and into eternal darkness, into eternal chaos and into eternal darkness as well, so that he and his lightened colleagues and members will benefit by remaining the sole rightful rulers of the cosmos, to which they formed an alliance with another ancient secret society of a powerful criminal organization known as Darkstar. Now, realizing that the interests are hereby aligned, they thought that it's best for them to join forces and combining their resources together, since they, after all, share a common goal as well. On the actual 8th of May, Wolfstar quietly returned to the ancient forest jungle known as the great jungle of the dead, to where he began exactly reshaping the environment to his own successful needs, to where he and his forces began exactly recreating everything else to his successful needs, where he discovered ancient paintings and ancient writings of the great dark nature druids and of the great dark nature fairies and of the great dark forces of evil that come from the dark dimension, who began a sister medical ancient ritual where they were trying to perform a forbidden technique known as the art of creation, through to the painting to which he was able to decipher the ancient languages and the ancient words due to his ancient powers and to his ancient biology and to his ancient ideology. He was able to understand it, and he discovered that it's time for him to obtain that power and to obtain its true potential for himself, to remaining the most powerful, indestructible, and also most importantly, the invincible member of Darkstar as well. On the actual 10th of June, Wolfstar and his forces began attacking the actual intergalactic coalition of the Four Nation Hunters headquarters with an army of monsters and creatures at his disposal. They began completely to laying waste to the entire headquarters of the Four Nation Hunters, to where the Four Nation Hunters were forced to fight back and were forced to defending their base of operation until the mighty Universal Founders and the mighty Universal Water Heroes exactly had no choice but to intervene to protecting the inhabitants and to working with their allies to fighting up against the threat. Wolfstar exactly landed down on the ground of the base of operation of the Four Nation Hunters, discovering that the Four Nation Hunters were protecting these ancient forests and these ancient biological sites with their bases of operation, and thought that it's best to fight up against the mighty Universal Water Heroes and the mighty Universal Founders, to where he fought up against the leaders, realizing that they do possess greater powers, and they do actually possess greater powers and greater abilities than ever before, and he thought that it's best for his forces and him to retreat once and for all as well. The mighty Universal Water Heroes and the mighty Universal Founders realized that Wolfstar is unlike any threat I've ever fought, and due to his powers and his capability, he will definitely likely be posing a greater threat to the entire sacred natural world, to the entire sacred natural supernatural world, and to the entire sacred natural alien world, and to the entire sacred natural magical world, realizing that he is from the star universe and that he will likely pose a threat to the entire sacred natural world of sacred society itself as well. On the actual 9th of July, Wolfstar completely reconvened with the Star Prince on his dark secretive bases of operation, which were quietly beneath the entire Eighth Nation Hunter cities beneath the sewers, to where he managed to build his layers across the hidden sewers of the great ancient cities and civilization of the eight nation ancient hunters, to where he was able to reconvene with the Star Prince and exactly telling him that his plans and preparations are gladly taking place, and everything else is ready to take its rightful place and its rightful mission. The Star Prince exactly told Wolfstar that he must meet up with the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders due to them having greater advanced technology and greater destructive technology, which will be very useful and very crucial for them to assisting him with these personal goals and mission. To which Wolfstar exactly reassured the founder and leader of the organization that he has the situation under control and that he knows exactly what his precisely is he doing as well. On the actual seventh of August, Wolfstar completely reconvened with the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders on an ancient, powerful, dark, crystallic temple to which it's quietly relocated on the Shadow Empire, homeworld and planets, to where they've been ruling them for millennia and for many centuries as well. To which the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders exactly told Wolfstar that they will exactly help him complete his personal goal and his personal interest as well. In return, they want him to enhance their powers, and they want him to actually help them to enhance their powers and to increase their abilities, to increase their dark abilities and their supernatural powers and their greatest powers as well of hand-to-hand combat and of hand-to-hand technician. Wolfstar exactly reassured the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders that he has them sorted, as long as he will get what he seeks and they will get what they are also as well are seeking as well in the process, to which it will be an even win for all of them, as long as their common interest has fully aligned as well, to which they all completely agreed on that as well. On the actual 10th of September, Wolfstar and the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders were about to begin the full preparation of the great ritual known as the art ritual of transmutation, meaning in other words, they are about to receiving more powers and they're about to be transferred more powers and more abilities from any other creatures and any other supernatural forces as well, to where Wolfstar and the other forces of the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders began exactly taking their rightful places within the machine in order to increase their powers and in order to increase their powers and the entire capabilities as well, to which Wolfstar exactly told the Shadow Empire warlords that this ritual and that this machine, its power and capability of infusing their powers and DNAs with the other creatures' powers and their abilities as well as supernatural powers and DNA will become completely very much hurtful, but the process will be worth it. As the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders told Wolfstar, they're willing to do whatever it takes to remain in power, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to remain in control of the entire Shadow Empire society, to which he told them, let them begin. The machine began highly activating as it literally burst a light from the actual headquarters of the ancient temple, since they were quietly doing the ancient art ritual beneath the temple structures, where the machine was quietly highly at its highest powers, at its highest nobility and powers as well, to which it burst a huge light of a portal, opening up a powerful portal of light that created a two-way dimension from the other for the other monsters and creatures and beings to enter the physical plane of the sacred magical worlds and planets and civilization, to which Universal Magic Girl and the other mighty Universal Magic Heroes were able to detect it and sense it, and they said it's best for them to confront this monstrous threat. And they discovered that thousands of monsters and creatures from the other dimension have managed to literally enter the sacred universe's dimension permanently, due to the portal being activated by a sinister mechanical art ritual, to which was being practiced down beneath the temple, which has quietly been practiced down beneath the temple surface. Our heroes had no choice but to go in there and literally began a full incursion on the temple by fighting the temple forces and the rest of the gods of the Shadow Empire warlords, while Universal Magical entered the temple within its centerpiece and literally destroyed the machine with their entire new advanced magical abilities, to where she fought up against Wolfstar, to where his powers highly increased due to him being highly infused with more power and with more dark energy than ever before, to which was able to manipulating the fabric of reality and fantasy, creating a powerful dark portal to where he can literally teleport himself into where he can literally blast the powers of dark magical, creating a blast of powerful purple dark magical blast at will. And the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders thought that it's best that their mission has been acquired and they got exactly what they needed. They fought with the other members of the Universal Magic Heroes, and they thought that it's best for them to retreat and withdraw. And they thanked Wolfstar for his services and for his entire services and upholding his end of the bargain. As Wolfstar exactly told the Shadow Empire warlords that they must also do the exact same thing as they told them as well. The other members of the mighty Universal Magic Heroes were forced to fight up against the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders who become highly invincible and highly indestructible due to that gaining the power and gaining the infusion that they needed as well, to which they decided it's best to withdraw when they'll fight the enemy at a different time in a different place, to which they teleported themselves out, and so did Wolfstar, as he warned Universal Magic Girl that it would be wise for them not to making him their greatest enemy, and especially since he's a powerful member of an elite criminal organization known as Darkstar, will be unwise to underestimating and undermining his ability and his greatest perception, as he teleported himself as well. Due to that, Universal Magical and the other heroes decided it's best to destroy the machine and to literally uncover what these sinister forces of evil were literally up to as well. On the actual 18th of October, Wolfstar completely reconvened with the members of Darkstar on an ancient dark temple, to which it was relocated on a different sacred great nation country side of a village known as the land of peace, to where this great civilization has been flourishing for many centuries and for many years, due to them being under the protection of the Seven Nation Hunters and under the protection of the sacred great nation as well. Due to this, Wolfstar exactly told the members of Darkstar that their plans and preparations can now begin to solidify, as the Star Prince as well told the members of Darkstar it's time for them to continue with the next activity of their goal. But Wolfstar warned the members of Darkstar not to underestimate the mighty Universal Heroes allies, as he was forced to learn the hard way that they are becoming too powerful and too unpredictable for them not to be going toe to toe with them, as the Star Prince reassured his members that he has a plan in mind to deal with the threat effectively and immediately as well. On the actual 12th of November, Wolfstar completely entered a dark cave where ancient, powerful, mythological creature statues were literally around the cave, and powerful dark reflectionary astral projections began to reappear on the ground floor of the circle of the cave, where there was a torch of a light that reappeared, and a bright white astral projection of light also appeared as well within the other shadowy astral projections of the other astral projection as well, to where Wolfstar began telling his mysterious associates that the goals of the organization of Darkstar are beginning to solidify, as the other member exactly told him that everything that the organization has been working for has been the greater good of the Star Empire, and making sure that the Star Empire flourishes under the current leadership of the Star Prince, since he's more powerful and more highly dedicated to making sure that his goals and his plans for the organization and for the entire Star Empire is willing to solidify, as Wolfstar reassured the members that it will definitely solidify as well. On the 9th of December, the monsters that were literally taking the orders of Wolfstar were forced to literally attack the entire scouting encampment of the Four Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition, to where the members of the Universal Founders began literally defending the entire basis of operation. They were quietly protecting the entire natural forest of life, to where it held a piece of magic, to where it had the piece of magical energy, a piece of magical power, and a piece of shadow dark energy of dark magic within its two perimeter. One side of the forest was quietly beautiful, the other side of the forest was quietly desiccated and decimated due to the energy of the dark energy, due to the dark ancient energy of shadow energy, not the dark energy of dark matter known as dark magic itself as well, to which the other members of the heroes were forced to intervene, known as as the Sacred Team, to which they fought up against a pack of the monsters, while the servants of Wolfstar closely monitored the battle from the shadows as their forces began to be defeated and began to be subdued miraculously, and as they literally disappeared from the shadows as well. The members of the allies of the Universal Heroes exactly told the Phoenician Hunters that they are dealing with deadly threats and deadly new powerful forces of evil that are highly now coming out of the woodwork due to the death and the demise of the original Lord of Magic, to which has managed to spark an interest as well. On the actual 25, the servants of Wolfstar managed to reconvene with Wolfstar on the sewers of the 8 Nation Hunters of the sewers of the eight Nation Hunters cities beneath the entire city structure, to where Wolfstar was able to build the entire hideout, to where he told his forces that they did very well in exactly making sure that the attack proceeded accordingly, because now he understands how the enemy operates, to which he was able to gain intelligence and he was able to gain a higher, clear perspective, greater perspective on how the enemy now operates. And he told his forces to stand down for now, due to the timing when he will come with a better plan for him to begin his finalization of the goal. On the actual 10th of January, Wolfstar attended a video conference of the members of the Dark Star, where the Star Prince exactly told the members of Dark Star that their plans are now to begin to successfully beginning to bear fruit, that everything that they've been willing to plan for and willing to come is now about to be solidified, and that their longest time partner is willing to land more resources and more powerful resources than ever before. And Wolfstar seemed very pleased and very pleased and very gladly pleased and very sadistically happy that things are now coming to bear fruit as well. On the actual 12th of February, Wolfstar completely met up with the other monster leader of the other monsters on the ancient cities, on the ancient civilization cities of the monsters, to where he and him were able to form a powerful, formidable truce, as he told him Darkstar would gladly lend its resources. In return, his forces must help the organization beginning its long-term plans and goals in the process. To where the leader of the monster hive creatures exactly told Wolfstar then that his people will gladly lend the same. The both of them exactly shook hands as it remarked of a partnership between Darkstar and the monsters, as Wolfstar told the leader of the monsters that the organization was willing to lend its resources and power to his people if they're willing to do the same, as he also gladly told them as well. On the actual day of the 20th of March, Wolfstar completely reconvened with the Star Prince on his ancient central headquarters of the Dark Temple, where he precisely told him that his goal and the goals of the organization are willing to systematically bear fruit, and they are hereby closer than ever before. And the Star Prince exactly told Wolfstar that he's managed to help him uncover the secret forbidden technique that he's been so obsessed in trying to obtain, known as the art of creation, and that he's willing to help him obtain that power. To which Wolfstar seemed very successfully happy, because he already told the Star Prince that he already has acquired the technique already that he needed to use, and that his power has grown 10 times. But if his knowledge is more superior to his, he's willing to exactly secure that power so that he can use it for his own evil plans and for his own ultimate goals and evil plans, to making sure that the creatures of Sacred Society will remain the dominant species and the most powerful species ever known, to enough for them to literally overthrow and cripple the new Lord of Magic, such as Lord Jet, who is now the new Lord of Magic, and also Lord Clay, who is also the new Lord of Magic. In doing so, they will benefit by becoming the remaining immortal godlike beings of Sacred Society, to which the Star Prince unlikely agreed to that as well. Despite this, guys, Wolfstar is very completely ruthless, highly superiorly intelligent, and highly superiorly immortal, very highly sadistic, and very highly smarter, and very highly intelligent. He bears the power of great scientific knowledge, the power of teleportation, of creating portals, of creating dark powerful portals, and the power of great scientific knowledge, and the power of great enjoyed immortality, longevity, and the power of manipulating environments, nature abilities, powers, and the greater power of disappearing, reappearing at will, and also the greater power of manipulating dark, forbidden techniques and powers and abilities as well. He's very resourceful, highly influential, very connected with the power of mind control, telekinesis, telepathic control with the power of telepathic control, and also the power of levitation, and with the great power of controlling the environment as well as controlling dark magic and the dark arts and the forbidden technique of art creation, which he's been so obsessed in acquiring and obtaining, which makes him more powerful and more deadly, utilizing shadow energy's powers to which he can control, and the power of light and shadow, and the power of deadly water and mist creation to which he can create to his own needs, using forbidden techniques and forbidden powers to which he can exactly control them at his own needs. Due to his own gravity and due to him being immortal, he believes that the monsters are destined to remain in the sole superior species above the sacred creatures of the sacred society, so that they can exactly rule the entire sacred universe and the entire sacred natural world and the entire sacred natural world and the entire sacred magical natural world and the entire sacred magical alien natural world and the entire sacred supernatural natural world as well. Despite this, he believes in the organization's goals and its true mission of Dark Star and the Star Empire, and is willing to make sure that the long-term planned goals of the organization of the Empire are willing to successfully bear fruit. He's very intelligent, highly smart, highly charismatic, very sadistic. He loves the perception of battling, and he's very loyal to the members of the organization and loyal to his allies, such as the Shadow Empire warlords and the other evil warlords, warlocks, druids, witches, faithful, and all the other forces, and all of his other loyal henchmen, and his forces that serve him completely. Very quietly good in maintaining his individual bases of operation, as well as having sewers, ancient powerful temples across the entire sacred natural world and even having his central headquarters, which is the worlds he manages to conquer by turning them into entire forests, worlds of jungle, to which the creatures of those worlds and planets manages to build huge statues of him, and where he was able to house a castle to which resembles his personal needs and his personal natures, to where the castle houses many thousands of laboratories and many thousands of stasis pods, ancient paintings, ancient drawings, ancient statues of creatures, godlike beings, and druid godlike creatures and monsters, all showing the power of how to use in the art of creation, to which he's been so obsessed in obtaining it, and to where he has fully successfully has acquired it. And his central headquarters is the entire star system worlds and the planets that he manages to conquer, which is his castle within the middle center of the supernatural natural forest worlds, to where he rules with an iron fist. According to the Formation Hunter database, Wolfstar is very sadistic, very ruthless, very powerful, very powerful and very immortal. He does have a dark ambition, and he does want everlasting power and everlasting immortality, so obsessed in making sure that the Star Empire and the organization behind it remains in power and remains in control. He does show traumatic respect over the members and all the other allies of the organization, and his personal closest collaborator, known as the members of the Order of the 12 as well, to which he shows them greater traumatic respect as well, due to them being the closest partners of the organization. He does believe in the Star Prince's goals, and he does believe in his true mission. As I said before, he's extremely immortal, extremely powerful, highly gifted with the power of immortality, very good with scientific ingenuity, highly good in creating destructive machines to furthering his purpose and to furthering his goals, highly resourceful, highly influential, very loyal, possesses powerful forbidden powers and greater techniques, the power of merging with nature, camouflage, stealth. He's very good in greater perception, manipulation, and in deception. Very good in creating lightning-based powers and electricity-based powers, manipulating the weather to his successful needs, creating ice and thunder and storm, to which he can exactly do due to his powers being highly evolved, and due to his powers and his techniques being highly evolved and highly to adapting, due to the way of him accessing the art of creation technique, to which he's been solely obsessed in trying to obtaining as well. He does have a dark ambition and a dark goal, but that dark goal and that dark ambition is to make sure that the organization's goals and plans and his common interests are willing to bear fruit and are willing to solidify. He believes himself the rightful ruler of the sacred natural world of the monsters and of the creatures of each dimension, of each realm, and of each country that the creatures exactly roam. And he's willing to make sure that they are willing to live in harmony and that they're willing to remain the sole rulers of secret society, even by making a powerful alliance and a pact with the leader of the creatures and the civilization to furthering the interests of their goals and the interests of the organization's goals in the process to wiping out and removing the Four Nation Hunters and the mighty universal heroes, to which he learns that they are too much of a threat and they cannot be taken lightly. He learns from his past encounters that the mighty universal magic heroes and the mighty universal founders and the mighty universal war heroes are too powerful to be taken lightly. And he learns from his failures, which he always gets a different perspectivity in which he always gets a different perspectivity in defeating the threat and in defeating the enemy in a different opposite direction, to which he knows now how to take care of the threat personally as well. His greatest wish and his greatest power is for him to remain an immortal, godlike, saving being like the previous ancestral progenitor of the sacred world known as the sacred founder, to which he always wanted to become like him. But he took the darkest powerful route of his way so that he can remain immortal and remain invincible and remain highly indestructible. And the members of Dark Star completely respect him due to his greater power and due to him having greater expertise and greater ingenuity abilities and power like expertise as well, to which they were able to utilizing his talents for that, and he was able to utilize their talents as well for that as well. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. I'll upload this episode as well today and I'll get it done as well. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. It's Wolfstar, supervillain, and a member of Darkstar, to which is very loyal to the organization, believes in the organization's long-term plans, goals, and its mission, and the Star Empire's goals, and is willing to make sure they're willing to systematically bear fruit as well. That is today's episode as well. He's very immortal, highly powerful, long gifted with long gravity, superly good in hand-to-hand combat, marksmanship, tactician, super strategist, loyal, powerful, having greater unusual abilities, unusual techniques, and unusual abilities, as I said to you. Very powerful and very highly intelligent, highly superior, and very highly destructive and highly unpredictable as well. That's it for today's episode, guys. Like and subscribe on that button in my channel and below yours channel in YouTube and in TikTok. Appreciate the support. Keep going and keep pushing. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday. Take care of yourself and keep pushing and have a blessed day. And may God bless you and love you guys and stay safe and stay strong. See you tomorrow on Thursday. Bye and good day.